Hello, welcome to everyone in this video. In this video, we want to actually solve the problem or the question asked in this examination, that is West Bengal State University for semester 2, that is CC3 paper, which consists actually electricity and magnetism. In the 2020, this question actually asked in this university for semester 2 BSc Physics honors, right? So at the first you look at this question. This is the university. You need to answer question 1 and any two from the rest, right? So there is 10 question you need to answer in question number 1. I request all of you, at first you try to solve this question in yourself. After that, if there is any query, you can go through this video to watch the solution, right? So this is question number 1A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Right? So you need to solve this question at first. After that, L, M, N. Right? So this is the 2 marks question, and then solve this question, that is 2 A, B, C, 3 A, B, C, then 4 A, B, C, D, and 5 A, B, C. Clear? You take the you pause the video and solve this question in yourself first. Okay, I think clear my idea. You try to solve this question: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, then 2 A, B, C, 3 A, B, C, 4 A, B, C, D, 5 A, B, C. Clear? After that, you go through this video to watch the solution. Right? So let's start the solution. That is 1A says the electrostatic field is given by this. What is the charge density produced in this field? So you have to given that electric field intensity, electrostatic field, then you need to find out the charge density. You know the differential form of Gauss theorem, that is divergence E equals to rho by epsilon naught. So rho equals to epsilon naught divergence E. Find the value of divergence E. Divergence E is the del x, and this is del y. You know very well, in this first semester you can find out this divergence and its significance also, you know. So just find out the divergence, you will be get this answer, right? Go to the next one. So that the function phi is given represent the electrostatic potential in the charge free region, in a charge free region. So this is phi. Find out grad phi, which is nothing but the electric field. Then find out divergence of this E is given 0. So grad square phi equals to 0, that means divergence E equals to 0. But you just show that divergence equal to rho by epsilon naught. Divergence E 0 means this rho is 0. Rho is 0 means there is no charge. This is a charge free region. Clear? So this is a charge free region. Next question: which one of the impossible magnetic field? You know the property of the magnetic field is divergence B equals to 0. Divergence of this magnetic field must be 0. So need to find out this divergence. This divergence gives you 1. This divergence gives you 0. So this is a possible magnetic field, but this is not a possible magnetic field. So the number 1 magnetic field is not a possible magnetic field. This is a impossible magnetic field. Next question: in LCR meter circuit used in radio frequency into an FM, that is the frequency modulation station broadcasting of this frequency, that's megahertz. The resistance in the circuit is 10 ohm and inductance will be 22 micro henry. What is the value of capacitance should be used in this circuit? You know, in this LCR circuit, this station broadcasting used as a resonance circuit, because as the resonance maximum power will be transferred. That's why the, you know, this resonant frequency will be like that, 1 by 2 pi root over LC. From here you can find out the expression of C, and then putting this value, this 4 pi square, this is frequency and this is L 2 micro. So after calculating we will finally find out this equation, that is 1.178 pico farad. 1.178 78 picofarad. This is the okay. So this is the our this is the value of the capacitance, right? Go to the next one. State Thevenin's theorem for a linear network. Actually, in a linear network, you can say that the this is any two terminal point. In this, there will be large number of resistor or the battery, etc., etc. Now, this can be replaced by this simply circuit with a Thevenin voltage and Thevenin resistance, where Thevenin voltage measured by the multimeter into these two terminal, and Thevenin resistance will be measured at these two terminal when this voltage source replaced by its only internal resistance, right? So this is written here. Any two-terminal linear network containing energy source and resistance can be replaced by a single equivalent circuit containing a voltage source VTH, that is Thevenin voltage, with a series resistance RTH, where the VTH is open circuit voltage between these two terminal, and the RTH is measured the between the terminal. All the energy sources replaced by their internal energy. Okay, so this complicated circuit can be replaced by these two simply circuited. This is the Thevenin's theorem, right? Next, a positively charged particle placed at the origin of xy plane in this region, where the non-zero uniform magnetic field along the z direction, non-zero electric field along the y direction, draw the projected possible trajectory. You know the force on the due to electric field is q into e. So the electric field along y direction, there is a force on this y direction, and the magnetic force is q v cross b. Since there is no velocity of this charged particle, that's why the magnetic field is zero. So the magnetic force is zero. So only electric force exists, and which is proportional to y axis. That's why the path trajectory will be straight line along the y direction. Clear? Next, a thin non-conducting ring of radius r, a charge q uniformly spread on it. What is the electrostatic potential at a point P located on the axis symmetry at the distance x from the center of the ring? So you need to find out the electric potential at that point at the distance x from this center. Okay, so you take this small region, so that potential due to this small region at that point equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon r. Charge is lambda dl, where lambda is equal to q by 2 pi r, total charge q, and the periphery is 2 pi r. So lambda dl and distance is root under r square. So if you take the total integration of this, you will be get these are the constant, rx are the constant, only dl is the variable. So if you integrate dl, you will be get 2 pi r, and you know lambda into 2 pi r cube. So putting this value, you will be get this expression. Next question. A spherical capacitor of inner radius a and the outer radius b filled in an inhomogeneous dielectric with permeability epsilon is given here within that inner region. Outer sphere is grounded. Choose the charge the placed in the inner sphere. There is a charge placed. Find the capacitance of the system. Okay, so you can see here the electric field within this one region is 0 because there is no charge, and in the outer region there is also total charge 0. That's why electric field 0. So only electric field exists within region 2. Actually there is q charge and there is minus q charge induced, and the outer positive charge are grounded, right? So this is the scenario here occur. So in the second region, you can see here the electric field will be like that, E into 4 pi r square q by epsilon, Gauss theorem. And so electric field will be like that. The potential will be integration of this. So put the value of electric field, you will finally get this potential. And you know the capacitance equals to q by v. Just put the value q by v, value of voltage, that is v. You will be get this expression. Clear? If there is any doubt, you must comment in the comment box, or any miscalculation or error. Okay, you must comment in the comment box. Next, what is magnetomotive force and what is it? Actually, in the magnetomotive force is equivalent to the electromotive force. This is a in comparison, you can say magnetomotive force is the similar to the electromotive force. So it says the line integral of magnetic intensity H once around a magnetic circuit known as the magnetomotive force. That's mean in a magnetic circuit, if you integrate line integrate of this magnetic intensity throughout this magnetic circuit, you will be get the magnetomotive force. In any magnetic circuit, it can drive magnetic flux through this circuit. Actually, this magnetomotive force tends to drive the magnetic flux through this circuit, right? And this expression will be in cyclic integral H dot dl, and unit of this magnetomotive force is ampere turns. This unit of this magnetomotive force is the amperes into turns. Clear? Go to the next one. A 3 microfarad capacitor connected in series with 6 microfarad capacitor. If a 300 volt potential is applied across this combination, find the total energy stored in this system. So the combination is in series, so the equivalent capacitance will be product by summation, will be get 2 microfarad. So the energy will be half CV square. C is the 2 microfarad and V is the 300. Putting this value, will be get the 0.09 joule. Clear? Next question. So that the quantity shear in the RC circuit dimension of time. You know the charge within this RC circuit Q equal to Q01 minus T by RC. Here you know the dimension of exponential to the power is 1. So T by CR equals to 1. So T equals to CR. So the dimension of CR is nothing but the dimension of time. Clear? Next. An AC generator has a fixed internal resistance used to supply power to passive load with a that has a impedance like that. So this is an internal impedance and this is a load impedance for the maximum power transfer. The value of this, you know, from the maximum power transfer theorem, the maximum power can be transferred from the to the load when the load impedance is the complex conjugate of the internal impedance. So this is internal and this is load impedance. So you need to, by this theorem you can say this load impedance is complex conjugate of the internal impedance. So if you complex conjugate of this, J will be replaced by minus J. So this is Rg plus XL and this is Rg minus Xg. Okay, so if you compare these two, Rg cancel out, so XL equals to minus Xg. This is the value of XL. That is the XL means this was actually Kyle, right? Go to the next one. Find the RMS value of the AC voltage sorry, find the RMS value of the AC voltage represented by this. This is the potential expression. You know the RMS value is nothing but this square mean and then root. So that just square this, only T by 2 is represented by, because 0 to pi the total is T, so half is T by 2. So just taking the integration, here 2 here taking half, and 2 cos square is 1 plus cos 2 theta, and integration of this sine by sine, you know the sine omega t, if you put this that is the sine pi equals to 0, sine 0 0, so the for 2 limit this will be 0 only, there is, so this exists, and finally you get e 0 by 2. Next question. Two very thin spherical cell of radius d made of non-conducting material, each carrying uniformly distributed charge plus q, are located at a distance 10d from each other. These are the two spherical cell whose charge given on the surface, that is plus q, and there is a small q placed inside one cell at a distance d by 2 from the center line containing the center. So this is the point charge small q placed at a distance d by 2 from the center of this sphere. Okay, so you need to find out the force on this charge. So you know the force is nothing but this charge into electric field at that point. So if you want if you can find the electric field at that point, then you multiply this q, you will be get the total force on this charge. So the electric field due to this charge is 0, because the if you take a Gauss theorem, there is no charge within this pair. So the electric field due to this due to this spherical charge here is 0. That is the force due to this charge will be 0. For that charge, if you take this sphere like that, you will be get the electric field like that. The distance from this center will be 10d minus d by 2, because this is d by 2. So you will be get the electric field like that, and the force will be q into e, that is this. Clear? Next, 2a, which says write down the Poisson's equation of electrostatic and state the connection with the uniqueness theorem. The Poisson's equation says that grad square V is the potential minus rho by epsilon, or rho is the charge density. Uniqueness theorem says that in a volume surrounded by a conducting and containing a specific charge density rho, the electric field is uniquely determined if the total charge on conductor is given. So if the total charge of the conductor is given, then the value of this electric field will be same, that is the uniquely defined. That's mean the electric field, that is the, if you take the two defined electric field, so this will be satisfy this Poisson's equation, this also satisfy this Poisson's equation. Finally you can see this E1 equals to E2. That's mean the electric field is unique, that is the same in value. Next, the electric field in a certain region given this prove that the charge content in the spherical surface of radius d is there. So you know the Gauss theorem, differential form of Gauss theorem, divergence E equals to rho by epsilon naught. So rho equals to nothing but epsilon naught divergence E. So E, put this value of E, divergence of this nothing but this using this vector identity, you will be get this this is the derivative simply 2r and r cap, that is r vector by r into r dot, and this is divergence r equal to nothing but 3. So finally you get this 20 epsilon r. So the total charge equals to rho dv. So putting the value of rho and the r limited from 0 to d, you will be finally get this charge. Clear? Which is satisfied or proved. Clear? Go to the next one. Determine the interaction energy between two electric dipole moments P1 and P2 separated by a distance r. So two dipoles are separated by distance r. Find the condition for minimally. You know dipole potential due to a single dipole is like that, P cos theta by 4 pi epsilon r square. The theory of the electrostatic magnetism and the problem set we already discussed in the different playlist. You can go through the playlist, link given in the description box, right? And if you want to watch the other previous year solution, you can go through this description box, they are given, link is given there, right? So if you want to watch this theory portion of this, and the problem solved by the problem of DJ Griffith and the Basudev Ghosh book already cover up some portion, and I think you can see at very soon we will be cover up total solution of these two books problem. Okay, so if you like to watch this solution also, you can go to the description box. Here you can see this this is the potential, and the electric field related to the potential is minus grad v. So put the value and taking the divergence, you will be get this expression. This is the electric field, right? So this electric field can be represented as like that. Just do this summation sum. If there is any query, you must comment in the comment box. I cannot detail in this, just do this summation, and finally you will be get the dipole electric field like that. So the energy is nothing but P dot E. So we get this electric field for dipole 1, and the energy due to 2 will be like that. This is the energy. So if you want to find out the condition for the minimum energy, first one is that they must be a coplanar. For the coplanar, you can draw this diagram, that is angle is theta 1, this angle is theta 2, and their in between angle is theta 1 minus theta 2. So put this value, you can see there is p1 dot p1 dot p2. Actually this is can be written in the opposite direction, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by rq. This is p1 dot p2 minus 3 p1 dot r cap, and this is p2 dot r cap, right? So these two are energy, and this energy is can be written as in this form when we take they are coplanar in the same plane. You can write down this one, the p1 dot p2, the angle is theta 1 minus theta 2, and this angle is theta 1 theta 2. So this can be calculated in like that. So this will be the minimum when they are same direction, that is the angle will be same, that is these two are theta 1 equals to theta 2. If we find out the theta 1 equals to theta 2, and this will be putting this value, this gives you 1, and this is minus 3, that is finally you get to minus 2. So these are cancelled out, finally this is the minimum energy. So this condition is the coplanar and the same line direction, this is the condition. Next, so number 3a, calculate the magnetic field of a point P at a large distance r from a center of the carrying loop where P is on the axis. Assume that the loop is equivalent to magnetic dipole placed at the origin whose the field at the arbitrary, so can be expressed like that. Show the magnetic vector potential at any point. The vector potential can be written as like there. You can see this r vector equals to r minus r mod. So this can be written in the vector form. 1 by r equals to like that. Just taking 1 by r, this will be the binomial expansion. Use binomial expansion. Use binomial expansion, and this can be neglected higher order, you can get this expression. So putting this value, this total cyclic integral of a displacement vector must be 0, and this can be derived in this some mathematical expression like that. This equals to that and this equals to that. Just taking additive, this two, this will be cancelled out, this is 2 into this, so this is equals to, this is equals to half of that. So finally you get this a vector equal to like that. Here this is a closed integral of this, here this is a closed integral of this, so this must be equals to 0, so remaining is like that. Okay, and this can be written as this integration actually on the source point, that's why the integration taking into the prime coordinate, prime is the source point, that's why this is the in the prime coordinate, this to be equal. So this will be r vector by rq and like that. Okay, so a r equals to f mu by f 4 pi, and this is treated as m is nothing but I by 2 r prime minus this, we will be discussed later about this. So now this is a, and you know magnetic field is curl of a, just curl of this, and this is written into these two form, and curl of m is 0, there is third term is 0. So this can be expressed in this two four format. This m is constant, that's why this 0, this 0, and this can be written as m is mx, I cap mx, j cap my, and k cap mz. So this can be written in like that, and r is I cap j cap k cap. So this is gives you I cap part only, this gives you j cap, this gives you, that is the m vector. So finally you get this equals to 2m vector. And the next term, this term can be calculated, this term can be calculated like that. So this can be written as back cap rule, you know the back cap rule. So finally you will be get this b vector, just put these two expression in this expression, we will be get this expression clearly. Okay, now we define the magnetic dipole moment, that is I by 2 this, and this is nothing but the area of this small region integrating. So there will be total area of this loop. So the magnetic dipole moment of any closed loop is equal to the product of current of this loop multiplied by the area of this loop. Okay, so the dipole moment is nothing but I s, that is the current into area. Current into area is the dipole moment. Current into area is the dipole moment. Clear? Go to the next one. A small circular conducting loop of radius a is located at the center of a much larger circular loop of radius b. Resting in the same plane, the larger loop carries a alternating current I0, calculate the value of induced EMF small loop. So this due to this current there will be a magnetic field, and this magnetic field will be changes. That's why this flux will change, and due to this flux change there will be induced EMF. You need to find out the larger currents. So calculate the value of induced EMF. So you need to find out the induced EMF, and this is nothing but d phi dt. So phi is b into a, b into area is pi square, and this b is nothing but, you know, the magnetic field at the center equals to mu 0 by I dl cos 90 b square. So this is equal to mu 0 I by 2b. So put this value, I is nothing but I0 cos omega t, and if you take this derivative you will be get sin omega t. Clear? If there is any doubt you must comment in the comment box. Next question. Write down Ampere circular law inside a magnetized material. For this says the in a circular line integral, closed line integral of the magnetic field is nothing but mu into I enclosed, that is the current enclosed within this loop. Okay, where the mu is the permittivity of this material. In case of the vacuum or the air, this will be mu naught, which is 4 pi 10 to the minus 7. Okay, so this says that the for any closed loop path, the sum of the length element times the magnetic field, that is the closed path integral of the magnetic field in the direction of the length of the element, equal to the permittivity times the electric current enclosed in this loop. So if you can say this current, this is I enclosed, and this is your loop, this is your loop. So you can say along these two loop. Okay, this is your loop. Next question, which says starting from Biot-Savart law, so that the magnetic field is solenoidal. So you know this is the Biot-Savart law, and this IDL can be written as JdV. So divergence of V equals to divergence of these things. So divergence of these things is separate out like that, and curl of J equals to 0, and this can be looking as like that, R cross R 0 and curl of R 0. So total is 0. So this thing can be written as 0. So divergence B is 0. Next, find the expression for the work done of hysteresis in the ferromagnetic material. Okay, so you can see here that is the magnetic field along the edge and the perpendicular. So the along this is magnetic field and perpendicular will be 0. So dm can be written minus 11. So the torque equals to m cross b, magnetic field m, and this is magnetic field. So the work done equals to tau d theta. So this is the tau and this is the d theta. So this is nothing but this. So the total work done integration, if you do this integration, which is nothing but the mdh integration, mdh nothing but the area of any truth. So you can say the work done in this loop is in this process, the work done for this process is nothing but the mu naught into the area of this loop, right? Next question. Two long parallel are placed separation by this opposite direction, current or opposite direction. The current through each wire is 6 ampere. Calculate the magnetic field between midway between these two wires. So you need to find out the magnetic field at the midpoint of this wire. So you can see from this direction rule, the for the current one, that is the wire one, the magnetic field is the inward, and also this the same direction, so they are additive. So and you know the magnetic field due to this wire is nothing but mu 0 I by 2 pi a. So these two are equal. Putting this value, you will be get finally 160 micro Tesla. Go to the next one. A coil with inductance L and internal resistance R are connected in parallel to this capacitor C. The resonant frequency when the combination connected is AC. So you need to find out the resonant frequency. You know, you can see this total current will be this I will be this is the I. This I will be nothing but the IL plus IC. If you take the vectorical form, so I vector equal to IL plus IC. Induced inductive branch, there is total voltage will be IR into L di dt. So if you take the vectorical form like that, because of this this inductor, there is j omega L, and so IL will be like that. In case of capacitive, this voltage equals to 1 by C, this Q by C, this is IC dt is Q, this IC, this is actually IC, this is actually IC DC. In the vector form you will be get like that, J omega C, IC equals to 1 by J omega C. Okay, so this IC equals to J omega C into V. So if you put these two expression, finally you get this on. So 1 by where 1 by Z equals to like that, and you can say here that is find the resonant frequency. So this Z will be the resonant. So when these two are equal, then the complex part will be 0. You can find out this complex resonant condition. When these two are equal, complex part will be 0, and so finally you get this resonant frequency. Clear? Just do these things, you can easily find out. Next, so that the Kirchhoff first law, if the network analysis consists with the principle of the conservation of charge, and the second law consists of the law of conservation of energy. So the first law says this is the summation of I total current absolute sum of the current at any point is 0. So this current equal to dq dt. dq dt 0 means dq 0, that is q equal to constant, that is the conservation of charge. And next says that is the total current into resistance, of this loop equals to the total energy source, that is the battery. So if you multiply q in both sides, this is nothing but q in ri equals to v, that is the energy dissipated by this loop, and this is the energy supplied by this source. That means energy supplied by the source is equal to the energy dissipated by the loop, that is the total energy is conserved. That means energy transfer from one form to another form. Next one, in a RC circuit, capacitor initially charged when the circuit is open. After closing the switch, how much time required to dissipated energy to its initial value? So from the Kirchhoff's law, you can say the voltage will be IR, and this is Q by C, which total voltage is 0. So finally you get this discharging charge. Now the energy will be initially half q0 square by c, and after tau time this energy will be like that. By the according to the question, this in this time the energy will be half of this initial. So this equals to putting here, and this is half of this one. So finally you got this q relation between q and q0, q tau and q0. So after that, just calculate the tau value, write down the tau value. This is 0.693 cr or ln to cr. This is the time at which the energy will be reduces to half of its initial value. Next, a series LCR circuit consists of resistance R, inductance L, and a variable capacitor C. The AC generator supply a signal with amplitude of 40 volt and angular frequency of 1000 radian per second. Find the value of C for which the amplitude of the current will be maximum, and find the maximum value. So you know there will be maximum when there is resonant condition. So from this condition you will be find out the value of capacitance, which is 40 microfarad, and the maximum current will be V0 by R, because this current actually along the same phase when they are in the they are in the resonant condition. They are current and voltage are in the same phase. That's why we can write down this one. So if you put this value, finally you will get this answer 4 milliampere. Clear? I think clear. If there is any doubt, you must comment in the comment box, and that's it. You can also go through the description box. You will be get this other link regarding the physics theoretical and some problem, some IIT jam question solution, etc, etc, some mathematical solution, and also for some competitive examination solution also there. This is all about me. This is my contact details, and this is my YouTube channel details. Go to this channel, you will be get different physics, mathematics, and competitive examination related video. Like this session, share this video to your friends so that he or she also get benefit from this video. Subscribe this channel if you new in this channel, and those already subscribed, thanks for subscription, and press the bell icon to get the notification of upcoming video. So take care. We will meet in the next video as soon as possible. Thank you.